And we are live in 3, 2, 1. Welcome to the very 10th episode of Wol Media. We got my bro, Diseman. Yo, you are fucking interesting, man. Yo, since the day I met you, bro. But I'm not even gonna get into cause I don't want to spill the beans. What's your name again, bro?
They call me Famous Burden, or Fame for short, and a bunch of other AKAs that we're not gonna get into today. But,
it's good to have you, bro. We did a little.
I'm glad to be here. I'm enjoying myself.
Yeah, we did a little talking before, and you are interesting too. Yo.
Thank you.
I love to have these kind of talks because we gotta educate ourselves on what's going on. But before we get too spooky and tea, let's where you coming from, Dice? What's your background?
Shit. My background is grew up in Baltimore. Grew up in Baltimore all my life, pretty much. We were born and raised and shit. South Baltimore, a small hood, Mount Winans, Westport. Charlie-ish. I can't say all that, but just a kid from there. Grew up there. Moved out to the suburbs. Was that county, Owens Mills area, shit, Ricestown, went to Franklin, and been out there chilling, got into the music. I always was writing, right? I started writing in middle school, type shit, you feel me? Doing that shit, but playing ball. But yeah, I'm just Baltimore, man. I just born and raised here. I'm just here, man. All I want to do is do music and shit. You know what I'm saying? That's pretty much me, man.
So what's that first hip hop album that you listened to?
The first hip hop album that I really got into was Mace, Harlem World. That was my thing, cause I always listened to the singles. I was the kid that always seen the videos on TV and shit, or the singles of Big Pop or whoever might be doing their thing at that time around 90, anywhere from 93 to 95 and shit. But Mace, when he came out with the Feel So Good shit. My mom was fucking with it. You know what I'm saying? I was like, yo, mom, I want that. You feel me? I got that. She was like, all right, cool. So, she got me that shit. And I remember going up, cleaning my room and shit. I'm like, I'm gonna pop this bitch in. And that shit came in so smooth and shit. I was like, and then, the way he rapped and did his thing, I like how he was, cool with the flow, but then still hard hitting. So, I fuck with that shit. Then, I always was fucking with Biggie Smalls. So then, I was fucking with Hove.
Wait a minute, is that your top 5?
I can't have, I don't have a top 5. This shit interchanges all the time. You know what I'm saying? It might have a 3. It would be Jay for me, Big, and then I don't know. You know what I'm saying? After that, it's that's gonna change. You know what I'm saying? So Pac, of course, because I like Pac shit. But Mason and Jay. And then, it was just Jay from there for me. Jay was the one that, kind of helped me, just get through life, man. You feel me?
What about you, bro?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah, my roots run kind of deep, so as far as hip-hop, what kind of got me into, writing, really, was DMX. That's what really, made me start writing. But, I was such a fan of music, for such a long time that, I'm all about sound. So, oh my God, Crisscross. You feel me? New Kids on the Block. I listened to Luther, Anita. I listened to, I was influenced by great music. So, Biggie, Pac, Bone Thugs, Fugees. Those were the things that had me, I want to do this. I want to be recognized in this light because this is great stuff. You feel me? It's real.
Yeah, my mom used to talk Anita all the time, Mary J all the time. Yeah. So I was always Aaliyah with that.
And I grew up in the studio, so that was kind of a default setting. So I grew up. My mom, she was an artist, so I used to go in her sessions. So I hung around live instrumentation, and so that was the stuff that made me be this is awesome, all the time. Why would you not want to do that. Like, this stuff can change everything. It can change your mood. It can change, like, from good to bad. It can. Why would you not want to be a part of that? And those are the things that kind of, like, influence me, like those type of artists.
That's interesting. That's interesting. Y'all have definitely accessed somebody who I feel like is legendary. Mace, very first time I've heard that.
Word.
Very. I never really heard Mace come up like that. Like,
I don't know how. Like, people really do forget how phenomenal Mace was.
And way before, like
Murder Mace.
Children of the Corn, Big L.
Mm-hmm.
Big L.
Man.
Big L.
I love Big L. Oh, man. So, I was on Facebook one day and I seen your single Have Fun.
Yeah.
See that, that's popping. I like it.
Thanks,
I like
bro.
it.
Thanks.
The beat, it caught my attention. And is that a sample or who's singing that?
Oh, that's my wife, actually.
I like that. It made
Shout out Jules.
It captivated me when I heard it, and then when you came on with the bars, the club scene. Good job on the video too, bro.
Good looking.
Let's break down that song. And I want to give a shout out to my guy, Brother Man Timmy, because he gave me an idea for this. I want you to break down Have Fun. What's the meaning behind that song?
Yo, the hook is pretty much the meaning, yo. Like, yo, the world not promised tomorrow. I'm just here for the day. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just be who you are. You know what I'm saying? Like, you never know when, like, you could die. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, have fun, bro. Don't worry about the small shit in life.
Thanks.
You know what I'm saying? And the verses is just pretty much just being slick with the talk type shit, throwing that in there. But the real message is really is, like, the hook. You know what I'm saying?
I would ask what the inspiration for the video was, but that shit explains it all. It seemed like he was lit. Like, I like it.
Bro,
it was
my birthday.
Those are our
you know what I'm saying?
Like, those were like, yeah, like, for real, that's like the best way, because that song is like a great description of us, doing us.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yo, we were never the ones that,
it's like an office in the house.
Yeah, like, because that's where we was at. We always had house parties. We was always deeped up. We hang out in the basement, live, just any night of the week. Mm-hmm. So that song really was the epitome of everything that AYON used to do, which was just have fun. Like, our days would be horrible. Yeah. You feel me? The work day, horrible. Depression is crazy. And they would all come to my house to come to the basement. And we would just have fun that night. And forget about it. And you know what I mean? And that's really what that was. And that video was actually exactly what that was.
I like it.
That's perfect.
So, do you think that you have that $1 million song yet?
Yeah.
What song would it be?
I mean, it's like I record. So it's like I got songs that we could just sit down and be like, all right, well, whatever million you want to put up, you feel me? We could just sit down and listen, and whatever catches you. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I got a few that you can pick from. You know what I'm saying? So I think I like that more of an option than picking like, yo, what's my like the one? Because I don't know, yo, something that I might not like, you might fuck with, or they might fuck with and be like, yeah. You gonna go with this one, and I'm like, oh, that's cool, but all right, let's try it, and I go, poof. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh, all right, okay, let's do it. You know what I'm saying?
So you guys got your own label too.
Yeah.
So it's like fuck a label right now to a point.
Yeah, unless it's partnership.
Now, what's the name of your label? Let's get it.
AYON Records. You feel me? ayonrecords.com. That's AYON records.com.
I like the design on that too.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
So, how did you guys found? How was it founded? I'm not sure.
You want to fuck because he better with. I like to hang with him because he's way better with this shit because I forget dates, I forget all that.
Basically, it was a reinnovation, and it was just another reinnovation. I want to say we started back in 2004. So we started with our own label coming out of high school. Mm-hmm. With some kids from high school. So we had to reinnovate ourselves some years later because things was kind of dry. And we came up with AYON, which was the motto for everything that we had already been on, all or nothing. Whatever you doing, put your all into
Make
it.
sure you put
I
your
don't
all
care what
into
it is. You gotta have passion in what it is that you're doing.
Or don't do that shit.
Or don't do it. And now here we are some years later trying to reinnovate ourselves again, and all it we did was just make AYON what it was. AON. AYON is literally what AON is when we would shout it out. So whenever we do shows, that was our call.
Like everybody caught on to it. This way, people in the crowd would
And
say
the only way, in my mind, it would be spelled is AYON. So that's just what we decided to make the label, because it's still all or nothing.
Yeah, so that's pretty much the premise, man. And we started the AON, pretty much came from him, and we just ran with it. You feel me? And it's cool, man. Like I just pretty much just started the label pretty much the end of last year, and we just starting to get things together, starting to put things out. So
picking up from where we left off,
really cool, man.
Back
hard
before
at the same
our
time.
old
Y'all
label.
hard workers. Y'all are hard workers.
Man, it's hard to work the way that we work. Like if you feel like we work hard, you don't feel like we work hard enough. Considering that we still work, you feel me, outside of this.
And see, others really work. Like they got an opportunity to really like work. You know what I'm saying? They ain't got no other full-time jobs or nothing like that. Got to take care of it. They go hard grind. Then I'd be like, yo, yeah, I like that. You know what I'm saying?
So we appreciate that. That means a lot.
Now, if a label wanted to come and sign you right now, under them, not your label, how much?
Oh, a lot. Oh, so much.
Matter of fact, let's make this interesting. What if they wanted to buy you and your label out there?
Oh, so much more.
Could you put a price on that?
A big one. and any number that I'm gonna say is gonna sound super, super conceited. But because I know what he has to offer, I know what I have to offer, I know the potential that my team has to offer, and all the things that we've gone through throughout these years, y'all, a big bag. There's gonna be some. I mean, and I'm only saying that because even though if we took a small amount, we know what we could do with it. But if you want to take us and the label, and you're gonna entrust in us, because I'm figuring that you coming to us because you believe in what you've seen. So if you're gonna trust in us, give us the money to make everything for everybody. Like, you know what I mean?
That's what the contract covered.
Yeah.
Like, talking about like, all right, so what way is the contract? Well, how much the publishing you want?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Is it a 360?
Mm-hmm.
Do I got to give up a certain percentage of whatever? Are y'all getting that off the top first, or can we get? Then it break down. You know what I'm saying? So it would depend. It could be 300,000. It don't gotta be astronomical, because we know what we can do. It's just about what could we get out of this, or what do y'all want to get out of this?
But considering, I'm also talking because the way that music is selling nowadays. If a major is interested in me, the chances of me doing all the footwork anyway are high. So why would I want to take shorts in a situation where you still gonna have me doing everything that I was doing from the jump?
Mm-hmm.
And that's what made you want to come fuck with me from the beginning. So I should put a decent enough bag on my head, so that way I can maneuver accordingly. Whatever might happen could happen. We could end up in another fucking Corona situation and not have an opportunity to make that money back off of touring, or not be able to get that money back off of sales because for some reason you don't get to promote your album properly, and now you're not streaming like they thought you were. Mm-hmm. I think about things like that. So if I ask for $1 million for me and my team, as low key as we are, it's because I want to be able to provide you with double that as well as us. You know what I mean? Because that mill is gonna, you know how fast the mill can go? And you talking about 2 artists, a few other people, you feel me? Like, that's a lot of things that might need to be done. And like I said, yes, with 300,000, we can make some moves.
Right.
But I'm at this point in life, we trying to do big moves. Because, you know what I mean? We don't know what could happen. We don't got a lot of time. You don't know what time you got. So you want to make the best move that you can.
And have fun.
And that's just how I feel. And have fun. Exactly.
So, let's get interesting. Big L versus J, bar for bar.
I'm not biased, you feel me? Because I'm a huge Big L fan, yo. I like Big L, but I would just say Hov. I would have to say Jay. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I would have to, yo. I'm sorry,
I don't know, bro.
yo.
I got Big L. I feel like if L was around, bro, Jay
that's where it comes into
but
play.
Then you can see the same about Big.
Exactly. Because you don't think so?
Now, that's an argument right there because I feel like Big was an artist in his own.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I feel like Jay stemmed from the Big L's and the Bigs.
Yes.
And Pun stemmed from them too. In my opinion.
I agree.
I don't know, bro.
The Fat Joe.
Yeah.
See, that's kind of. That's what I'm saying. That's
Fat Joe.
I feel like if L was still here, it would be a really tough call.
Yeah.
Because bar for bar, in that short amount of time where we knew and got to learn, you know, as far back as we could of Big L, we didn't really know who Jay was then.
Yeah.
And Jay was around. It wasn't like he was not around, but Big L was who we were hearing about. So he was out barring, obviously. You know what I mean?
And I think it'll put Cam would be on his shit right now. Like Cam would be like, nah, nigga, I'm not going. He wouldn't be on the. He wouldn't be just last what's that? Last day.
Cam can rap.
But yeah, you feel me? But he be up on his shit.
Cam. You know what? It took me a long time to come to terms with this, but the older that I've gotten, the more that I've, backtracked and really thought about it. Cam is such a phenomenal rapper that for a few years he rapped in the foolishest of ways, and we all were fans of it. If you think of the Purple Punch era, and yes, wearing the pink and the he rapped in such a googly and simple, but it was the hardest. And I hated it partially at that point because I was still, the South was coming up at that point, and I was still in that era where, I'm still coming off of the rap, like I was one of those guys. I mean, I wasn't like super, embedded, but I was still coming off of that, so I was adjusting. So and having had listened to Cam prior, SDE, and things like that, this wasn't a style of him I was really used to, and so I kind of thought it was goofy. But the more I think about it as an adult, I kept listening to it. That was the sad part. Like I felt some type of way, but when Diplomats 1 and 2 came out, I checked them out. You feel me? Whenever he came out would Come Home With Me, I listened to it, and I was conflicted, but I kept listening because. He actually was a lot better than. Then he revamped himself later and came back after the Ohio segment and outbarred. He came back and just started barring everybody again. Dang, he was amazing.
I got another good one. Bars. Mace versus Fab.
Oh, that's cool. Now I would definitely have to say Fab, It's just Fab's my guy.
Fab is not.
Yes, I would have to say Fab.
Well, here's the.
I'm not going to sleep on Mace, but Fab. Got it.
Now, my question is this, though. Do you feel that way even if Mace had remained consistent? Because that's a factor in my book. Like, when I think back to the way that Mace was barring him up back then and the way that Fab came in the game and has been barring him out since his time,
but Fab been around.
And he's remained consistent.
Yeah.
Mace, whenever Mace comes back, we never don't acknowledge the fact that he can't rap. But it's not what it was,
He too far removed.
Too far removed, it's not
the essence of what he was.
Right, so I don't know. So
if he would have lasted stayed around, nah. Say a Fab,
But right now, I'm definitely giving Fab. Fab has been phenomenal for a long, long time. Like, and it's funny because Fab is like inconsistently consistent. Like he moves how he wants to move, but whenever he does, it's something to talk about. So definitely get at the Fab.
Straight up.
Mary J. Blige. I gotta put her against somebody good.
I need that. This is funny. I've been having conversations with my mom like this ever since Versus started.
Yo.
I got that.
I would say Anita Baker, but no. I could put Mary versus Whitney.
As far as like, not vocals, not at all. But as far as like catalog and material, I could definitely see that. I can understand that. The time frame in which, you know, one came and the other followed wasn't a whole lot off. You know, really. Like it wasn't like we learned about Whitney in like the early mid-80s, if I remember correctly, and Mary J showed up like the late 80s, early 90s.
She bust out the Bodyguard, bro.
That's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, I mean, she got. That's what I'm saying. Like her.
Yeah.
But
Mary J, niggas, come on.
You got, Mary
could
could pull off something from the Wait to Exhale project.
Oh man,
you feel me?
Bro.
And it would shut some things down.
Man.
So yeah, that's a really good one.
That is a really good one.
I'm not gonna be mad at that at all. I really don't. I don't have the best answer for that one, honestly, because of just, even though in my subconscious, like they're on different levels, but musically I get that. And the only thing, again, that will play out in Mary's factor is she has been, she outlasted Whitney, unfortunately.
Yeah, I'm about to say, what Earl Whitney we talking about?
It don't matter, because both crackhead versions are phenomenal.
Maybe this. So what about Mary versus Faith Evans?
Oh, Mary, I'm sorry. Because again, it goes to catalog and material, in my opinion. Like vocals, Faith. That's what I'm saying. Yes. Vocally, Faith is out singing Mary, hands down. Like I'm not even gonna question that.
All right, that's what
but
I was like.
As far as catalog and hits, Mary, yeah, she got that. That's fine. All the way. Like all the way.
Who had the biggest fall off, Lupe or K-Los?
I don't know how to actually respond to that one.
Yeah, me neither. Because
I feel like one was bigger than the other one on a
scale.
Yeah, not on a different scale, but like on a more direct. Like we knew more about Lupe in the forefront, whereas we learned more about
Scratch King Los, Lupe or Pusha.
What?
Who had
Pusha had a fight.
I feel like Pusha had a fall off, bro. He could have been something better, but I feel like he took a step back. I don't know why, but I don't know, bro. Like I was he could spit, bro. And when him and Wayne was beefing, bro, like I'm a Wayne fan, but Push had some bars.
Yeah, Push had 1 4-bar bars, like where I just like.
I've been fucking with Pusha since like Lord Willing.
I hope Wayne don't reply because I don't know what he's gonna say next at this point.
I don't think he.
And that was in 2008.
I don't think he stepped back. I just kind of feel like he got bored. It's like because niggas don't want war. You know what I'm saying?
I really do.
And then when they do, when he chill and go off,
and then you gotta think of how
niggas bust shots at him, and he'd be like, "Come on, man!"
Right?
Like,
and then you gotta think of how
come on,
look
man.
at how his run has been. Also, there's always been hiccups that leads to like long gaps in how they move. So maybe that played into a factor.
Other shit. He married. He trying to do a thing.
The old clips versus the locks. If they was beefing, making disses.
I don't.
Malice and Pusha together versus Kiss and Styles.
Damn, that's actually a really great one because I'm lost. I really don't know.
Say if they had beef, they just flying disses. That would be good. That would be good.
I've never been more excited than I did before because I really don't know. Just because, again, I've seen them in beef with other, and it's
crazy,
bad.
Going crazy.
So, I know how these niggas don't play.
Especially the Beans and like, come on, like, so. Ooh, I couldn't even say, I would just be there to listen, like,
I'd be stunned.
Right, I'd be like, oh shit, you know what I'm saying? Oh man, I couldn't pick.
That would be a good battle.
I don't have an answer either because that one really got me stumped. Like that's hard body. Like
Because man, let's just say some crazy off the wall shit. Then you got
you know why? Because you know why? I would say you know why? Because
don't let Jada there.
You know why? Because you know who would end up having the verse that would be the talker? It would be Sheik. And because people sleep on Sheik.
Yeah.
Yo, for real, bro. Like the Silverback Gorilla series, yo, hands down one of my favorites.
Yeah, so he would end up with a verse that would actually be the one that talks.
Yeah.
And then I feel like the rebuttal would be so disrespectful that I wouldn't know what to do next. So, because I mean, the last pushing, just Pusher, it was so disrespectful.
Yeah, man.
You feel me? Like,
yeah.
And I did not, because I get it, and I understand how war is. I didn't really feel no type of way, you know, like, I understood how people felt. I'm not judging anybody for feeling how they felt. But I was on the other end, like,
yeah,
that was perfect. That's how you hit them. Like, when if you go fight him, you hit him in the face with a brick. That's all I'm saying. And that was it. You feel like, so.
That was the most wackest rap beef.
Anything involved with Tekashi 6ix9ine?
I don't know why somebody would even diss that kid.
That was horrible. Anything involved with Soulja Boy? Period. I think that's just how I'm a base them. I'm gonna just go there. Anybody that was just beefing with Lil B, those were bad. All those was horrible. And I'm not even a Lil B fan, but he was just such a...
That was really a thing, though. Like, people really like Lil B, and I
still haven't figured it out.
People that liked him, and I'm like, I'm like, what the fuck do y'all, what? Like, I didn't get it. I didn't hate on it, but I'm like, look, I don't fuck with it.
I'm gonna tell you some honest to God shit. You know, because I'm such a fan of music and I'm such a fan of other artists, man, I will take a chance on certain things just because. So I definitely have tried to listen to Lil B on more than one occasion because of something that Comp said to me. And I was like, yeah, that was a puzzle, what you just said, but I think I got it. All right, I'm going to try it. And every time I try it, I'm like, this is awful, but whatever. I got through it. So, and like I said, I love music, so I definitely give it anything a chance.
If you could revive one rapper's music career, who would it be? If you can help him revive that career.
Probably Demons. I think I'm just going right back to that. Because again, that was just the person that helped me get through a lot. And still does, so. And that's a person that I really like really, you know. And I mean, I want to get him back to that ex. Like, the ex that is now is still cool. Like, I don't hate him. I don't have nothing against it. But it's not what helped me, you know. I want him to help himself enough to where he's that monster that he used to be. You know what I mean? But when you hear that he's going to be on a verse or he's going to be in anything, you're like excited because you know it's going to be amazing. Like, so yeah, he's definitely one.
Yo, I would probably have to say like Lloyd Banks.
Yo, you know what, Lloyd?
You can't even say revive. He just
right? Because I don't think that's all I'm about to say. Because I didn't feel like he was really someone. I don't. All right, maybe I've been seeing him tweet too much lately, and I'll be assuming because he's doing shit. So,
if I could, if it was magical powers, I could just make this nigga. You know what I'm saying? Yo, just put out albums.
I would give him advice to break away from G.
Yeah, he was, and I thought that's what he was going to do.
Yeah, I did too.
You think 50 strong on that guy, or you think it was just like?
I honestly think it's.
I fuck
with Lloyd Banks, no disrespect, but I think it's kind of what 50 say, like, yo, he just be chilling, you be in his room. But you know he there when you like, yo, I need a verse. All right, he's gonna come down do a shit, then he chilling.
I feel
like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
from that perspective, I feel like he was, you know how
of course he wanted to prove that he was the man. You feel me? And he did. You feel me? Like the nigga is crazy. Of course he wanted that, and him knowing that, I know he just like he chilling. You know what I'm saying? Like he know he got it. He know everybody know he got it, and he cooling.
Again, I definitely thought he was supposed to be battling somebody.
Like Right, that one?
Yeah, like URL battling somebody.
Lloyd Banks?
That's what I say. I've been seeing him tweet shit lately that has been confusing to me. And I thought one of them involved him actually battling. So also, you know, the blogs. I think I seen he was on somebody, on a battle rappers live. And they were talking, and he was like commenting to where it left a lot of speculations, and then he had some tweets that have been questionable. So if he turned up on the battle rap scene, I would be all in for it. I want to see. I feel like out of all the ones that have, all the rappers that have gone that route, I feel like he would definitely do a lot.
Lupe too.
Lupe in the battle rap scene, I do believe that too.
I want to see that so bad.
Yes, I would love to see Lupe battles anybody in that shit right now.
Who's your favorite battle rapper?
Me personally, Howard.
Yeah, I was about to say, I definitely was a Howard.
He's a good one. I like Daylight.
What?
Yeah.
That's
As hard as Daylight is, I feel like he gets sick as shit with the dog. Him versus Tay Rock, bro. Like, I feel like he brought the best out in rap. I feel like that was probably
I'm not even a
Rock's
huge
hardest
rap fan,
opponent.
but I've watched a lot of rock battles, and I give a lot of credit every time he's there. And I don't even know why I'm not a fan of him. It's like, he's weird to me. Like, watching him battle is weird to me.
I got a lot of favorites too.
I do like a lot of his stuff. Like, he is pretty clever. And watching him and Daylight go at each other was intense.
It was.
Like you said, I feel like he definitely brought out a lot.
I feel like that might have. It's like fucking Goku versus Vegeta in that bitch. Like, for real. Like,
They say Iron Shotgun, you know, Iron?
Going off.
Shotgun's Iron and shit.
Facts.
So, that's one of the reasons why I always stay close to Duke. You know, it's one of the things that's always great. If you believe in greatness, if you want greatness, you keep greatness around you. And when
I definitely believe you guys are destined for greatness.
Thanks.
I remember the first time I met you, you was telling me that you had a chance to sign with Rock, but they picked Vic over you.
Yeah.
Stupid fucking Rock.
Yeah.
How could you? How could you be so stupid? Now look at Vic. Now look what y'all did. But nah, how did that make you feel? Like, explain that day. Explain to Dise, what mindset were you in, or what headspace?
I mean, like, first of all, it was just crazy because I was meeting with Lenny S and shit. So, we went down to Atlanta, you feel me? So the whole time, that drive, you feel me? We drove down there, it was just like, this could actually happen. Because all I'm thinking, like, I just need to get in the room with somebody to just be able to talk to them. They hear what I'm saying, they know what I'm about, and then, like, make a decision, like, let's get it. You know what I mean? So I always want to sign to the Rock. Since a little kid, I'm like, it's the Rock. Rockefeller, nigga. I'm about to do this shit. You feel me? I'm hyped, but at the same time, I'm calm because I'm like, I gotta keep control. It was cool, like, we got there. It was a studio, and met him. He talked. He was like, like, I'm gonna put you on the table, because what they do is, like, at the end of every year, they sit down and they go over all that shit. So they go over, like, their management shit. So who they going to manage for the sports and all that, and who they going to hire as DJs and all this. So they break it down. So he's like, for the artist, we put you on the table and we gonna go from there. So cool. He listened to my shit and he liked everything. It was cool. Like, he's like, anybody ever tell you around here Jay or Fab? And I was like, yeah. You feel me? I get that shit all the time. You feel me? So I'm like, he's like, cool. He said, I like it. And he was like, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna bring you up. And then it was just like, boom, nah.
So did you get to actually, like, meet Jay, or so just Lenny S listen to your music?
And the crazy thing is, I think that was the same year. Like, it was one year Jay heard my shit like twice in a year, because it was through connections in New York, and I had a song called "When the 4-5," and earlier that year, I think it was that same year, somebody gave him that song, and at the time, Jordan was trying to do a 4-5 commercial or some shit like that, and then Jay heard the shit the song, and he was like, "Yo, let's do it." I'm thinking of a commercial. He was hyped about it, but then the nigga that was there, some producer, tried to remake it.
Your song.
Yeah, yo, and he was like, "Nah," he scrapped it. You know what I'm saying? So
I
that's what
don't
heard,
like
you know,
that. I don't like shit like that because
shit,
I feel like that blocks people's blessings, and that's why I really
I was
want
so
to.
hyped. Yo, my man called me. How was that work? I was like, "What?" Yeah, I was so hyped. Yo.
Wow, how did that make you feel though? Like as an artist?
I mean, it was just another hit. Cause by that time, it was always like, don't get your hopes up, but I know it's going to happen. It'll be the time it's going, I'm going to know. You know what I'm saying? Like right now, I know, like I'm on a path to like, oh shit, this shit can really, you know what I'm saying? So at the time I was like, hit or miss, whatever, cool. And it was just like, wow, nah, whatever. Kept it moving. But then the rock shit went after that shit, and then I didn't get signed. I was like, I'm gonna chill for a minute, take some time off, get my thoughts together, and I just did a lot of shit. You feel me? Like that wasn't music. You know what I'm saying? Like wanted to get away for a while, yo. So I'm really just coming back into like, all right, let's get focused, let's write shit like that. It's crazy, bro.
Now, do you think that helped strengthen you as an artist?
Mm-hmm. Because you kind of know what to expect as you keep going on. Like we've been in these kind of rooms with execs and mentorships
situations.
Yeah, yo. So we've been to the finish line, and then like something happens where it's like, oh, they trying to fuck us, or like if shit just don't work out, somebody leave, and we about to get there, and they're like, no, that's not gonna happen. Shit, like crazy shit, like be around these circles, shit just don't fall through, and you be like, all right, yo, well. We just gotta do it ourselves, you know what I'm saying? And we gotta strategize, have a plan for ourselves. So at any given time, we ready for whatever might happen. We're not just going to be like, all right, let's go here, and try to like outsource and, you know, oh, they're gonna sign this type shit.
Yeah, I piggyback off that. That goes right back to why I say what I said about the big bag. Like, not to be rude, but we went through a lot of heartbreak throughout these years. Having sat in these rooms, having been introduced to this person, or had our music given to these person, or gotten to this person, and then blocked by this person. And you're like, wow, like that's crazy. And that was the biggest hurt of them all, because we got that close to the place where you wanted to be for forever. And you didn't get them to the person that you thought you was going to have a meeting with. You ended up sitting down with the person next to the person that you would want to hear your shit. And then they tell you that, I like what I hear, actually. Like, you have something that's promising. And what stopped that is basically, a lack of social media following, maybe. Stuff like those type of things that might hinder your come up. And that's, so yeah, at this point.
It is, because if they look at who can I make the most money on, which is the most dumbest thing, because I feel like the music industry was not just based on that at first.
And people are fickle, especially now. Like, look at how music comes and goes. Like, music don't have the same play value as it used to. So an artist can come in and out like that. And that's why the artist gotta be, unless they are, far more established. Because at this point, just as fast as you came in with a hit, if you can't keep doing that, you fly out the window.
That's fair.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's crazy you asked me this shit about the rock shit too, because I don't be bringing shit up. You feel me? I don't be liking shit. I be like, like, you know what I'm saying?
Because we went through a lot.
I don't get to tell that shit. Yeah, I don't be getting to tell shit like that.
I'm talking about we grinded, worked, hustled. Every dollar that we made to go down there, at this meeting, and talk to these people, to have them eventually be like, So yeah, that's a tough one. But like I said, you've gone through it, so it kind of make you tough. You don't let it really weigh you down. The only thing that really starts to affect you in these situations is time. You start to become more, in depth with that. Like, I think that's always been our biggest concern, if anything else. Like, we were never really afraid of things not happening. It's the time factor, inevitable things that we cannot control and don't know about.
Facts.
Like, so that's when you start to, reevaluate how you should move next, so that you can make your next move way better than the last one. And keep going from there. Yeah, like, it's all or nothing.
I definitely, I respect the grind because I've been through a lot of shit with music. You know, like I was related to Nas by marriage. Like even like I mean I knew these guys since I was younger. You know, they always told me you got talent, you nice, this, that, and the third. I remember it was like I was like 20. They went to the Kennedy Center when he performed it, and you know they promised me, yo, we gonna wake up. Promised me take me to breakfast with him. Got dressed, all that shit. Calling my cousin phone, ain't get no answer. All that shit, you know. And then they had studios. They was like, yeah, we gonna pass the music to him. Mind you, I see these niggas taking pictures with him. You know, never reach out to me. And I've been around people with power and people who know people with power. And you know, when they would be like, "Oh, I need an artist," never mention me, and that kind of would be like, "You tell me how talented I am, but what's up?" Like, you know what I'm saying? I had my managers fuck me over, 3 laptops full of music stolen. Like, I had to rebrand myself as an artist twice, and I respect artists who's still doing this, whether they making money from it or not.
Yo, me too, bro. As long as they putting that effort forth,
Mm-hmm.
like, and they really see, y'all like, yo, I see the passion in niggas. I be seeing the opposites. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, this nigga really, you feel me? And I be seeing, yo, like you said, the first day I met you, bro, like I seen that shit, and we was talking about the certain things, like the pub and shit like that. And I knew you knew. I was like, yo, he been through, you know, he been through it. You feel me? And how you was up. Yo, you, my nigga, you know what I'm saying?
Thanks, bro.
Nigga,
I feel like at the end of the day, though, it's like character building.
Yeah.
Because I stepped away from that shit. Like, I feel like I'm gonna just get my own shit and build my own shit. Like, fuck all that. It'll come when it's supposed to come.
Yes.
That's how I feel now. Like, because I used to want to, like, I used to join the lives, send music, and, like, I literally felt like niggas was overlooking me. Because, like, he would literally, like, people would read the comment above mine, and I'd be spamming, and I'm like, bro, I know you see my shit. One time they was like, yeah, send $5, we'll play your shit. Send $5, they ain't never play my shit. And I'm like, yo, what the fuck? Got on United Master shit. It seemed like they playing everybody else shit but mine. And I'm like, yo, am I like invisible to these niggas or something? Like, but it feels good to know that I'm not the only person who goes through that. Because I had times where I was like, I'm just writing for no reason. And I get mad, and I'm like, people ain't fucking with it. But then I started to fall in love with my own music and make it for myself and be like, I fuck with this. You know what I'm saying?
Like, so, just so happens, like, oh, my. He fuck with this shit, and then, you know what I'm saying? That's what make it like, oh damn, my whole crew, like you don't even know, like your crew, everybody just fuck with this shit. The family, and that's what make you keep wanting to go. Like, oh, all right, okay, I don't care if 20 niggas like it.
So many
that's
times.
My niggas.
Yeah.
Yes,
you know, and it turned into a situation where I've always been like the guy that played the back, like just because of time and life and shit like that. So I've always been his advocate because I'm like, yeah, I know that's my brother, and we gonna get this as a team. So wherever he go, I'm gonna go. And if I happen to go first, he know he coming with me. So I never was like, you know, a need for the attention because I'm always with him. You know what I mean? Like you usually pretty much always see us together anyway. So it was we a team. But I love music. Like if I never got a deal, if I never got on, if nobody outside of the people that knew me never heard it, I would never stop making music because I love it. You feel me? I've never put together an album. I've been doing music since what, 16, 17? Never put out an album, and people still beg for it today. That's why I want to keep doing music, because outside of me loving what I do, there are people that genuinely love what they hear come from me.
Facts.
So why not? You know what I mean? And keep it going from there.
I like that. So, describe your ideal 5-city tour. What's the top 5 cities you would go to?
All right. Definitely New York. Yeah. definitely. I would say here in New York. It's 2. Definitely Austin, Texas.
That's a good one.
They show love down there. Let's say Florida. Definitely. I don't know. Yeah, I would definitely want to go to LA. You feel me? Well, California, period. Yeah. So that's my 5 right there. Yeah.
What about you, bro?
Definitely New York. Miami. Definitely California. Somewhere in California. I can't even pinpoint this. Yeah, somewhere in California. Possibly Atlanta. Yeah. And I'm not going to stunt. My 5th is somewhere between like Canada and Texas. Like, that's it. Like somewhere between Canada and Texas. That's just, local. If anything, I definitely want to see some overseas shit. I'm not gonna lie. Because they show a different type of life.
Yeah, definitely.
So, if no disrespect, because music, right, music is music, so no disrespect to anything.
I'm not gonna lie, I thought my streams was fake when they was coming from over there. I was like,
Germany.
We've seen a lot of, you feel me, play in places Buffalo, that are so far from here.
Shout out to Buffalo.
We got a lot of love in like Alaska, Hawaii, weird places where you be like, word, that's what's up.
Shit funny.
We're gonna cut to a little break, a little smoke break. I'm gonna roll up and we'll be right back.
Yeah.
All right, and we back. So I had to take a little smoke break. I like to keep shit raw, keep people informed because I feel like life is just too many highlights nowadays. Everybody posts the highlights instead of the real behind the scenes in the show. So I do some editing, but yeah. Now, topic I want to get on. You guys ever did mushrooms before?
No. And it's so crazy, yo. I got a jar in my room with the mushroom dust in it that I've had for like probably 4 years now, maybe 3 years. I just haven't figured out when to use it. That's the only thing. Like I haven't found the setting. And whenever I'm in the setting, I never have it. Because I never expect to be in a situation where I'm like, ooh, I think this would be.
I never know.
It's definitely the time for mushrooms. But I'm interested.
That's interesting. Yeah. So just strictly weed.
Nah.
I did celery before.
Celery? How was that?
Crazy as fuck.
What's that like?
Yo, it's like a crazy, like a real quick trip. You know what I'm saying? Like, now we smoked it. It's like all black, like little dust shit. We smoked it, and it hit you. You might be just chilling, like, man, I don't know. All of a sudden, that shit go. Like we was in a circle, and we was sitting on this rug, and the rug had like little towns on it. So, as soon as the shit hit me, the shit would. The town became like real, and I started floating through that shit, right? So then my man had a plant in the corner in a little brown basket, but it was like a tall little plant. That shit said, and I was just flying to the shit, and then I don't even know. I guess I came back to you, but I just went down and I was y'all know. They said I was giggling and laughing. Niggas was drooling and shit, like that shit was funny as shit. But it's a real quick trip. But other than that, like I ain't. Yeah, that was probably it. Feel me? Like E, you feel me? Rolling E pills and shit.
I'm kind of got off of E pills.
You feel? Other than that, like what else?
Nothing like super big.
Crazy. Yeah.
Just ecstasy, Molly.
Yeah.
Definitely tried some few downers and a couple of uppers. Did Adderall for a while.
I've always been scared to do like anything hard. I do, and that's sad. Because I'll do shrooms and acid.
I want to do shrooms.
Yeah, and I haven't done, and I wanted to. Yeah, I want to.
And DMT.
That's definitely
DMT.
DMT's on the list.
But I want to do it like a shaman.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to do no tests. Niggas looking at me crazy.
I'm a very, very honest man. And I'm not afraid to be an honest man. Even though sometimes, I'm not always comfortable with things that may have happened. There was that one time where I smoked Love Boat. I just remembered that. That was intense. That was interesting.
What's that?
Alright, so you've heard of dippers? Alright, basically it was a joint dipped in embalming fluid. Yeah. It's basically like PCP. It wasn't a lot, so luckily everything remained copacetic. But I do understand if you've ever heard stories about those people that had done it, I get how it could go bad.
Jeez.
Yeah, it was intense, and it was in a very comfortable setting, which was the thing about it. Like, I was in a very comfortable setting, so I wasn't like, but the minute things made me uncomfortable, that shit got intense. Yeah.
I've been like that on shrooms. I don't know. I like mushrooms better than I like acid because it's like acid is 12 hours of just
straight there.
Yeah, you're not coming down.
Damn.
Like you can't sleep neither.
Damn.
Like you not sleeping. Shrooms, it's more manageable.
Okay.
You might get sick though because shrooms they make you nauseous, but a good 5 to 6 hours.
It's cool.
It peaks around the third hour.
Okay. And everybody say like, yo, you would love it. Like, and I'm like, all right. You know what I'm saying?
Cause you seem like a laid back person. Shrooms are for laid back. Acid is the turn up.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I'm like, I'm an introvert.
Even in microdosing, you think it was still
acid? Microdosing might be something different. I would rather microdose shrooms though. Like I've microdosed shrooms before. It's cool. It's manageable. Like I can engineer, talk to people. I'm not really tripping like that. I just feel like calm, But I do get those. It depends on like what strain of mushrooms I do, because I'll get like a shamanic effect, and my body will feel like it's vibrating. Like I did fucking 3 grams of shrooms and was tripping balls in the fucking hotel lobby, and it was golden teachers. Then it was like yellowish caps, and man, like it was intense, bro. One, I thought I was dying. I just was sitting there in the lobby, like I want to go upstairs, but I felt like the hotel was haunted. That's what I was thinking.
Oh, that's bad.
So when I go upstairs by myself, and I remember I freak out when I turn around from the elevator, and I'm like, yo, I just remind myself, yo, I'm on fucking drugs. I need to go lay down. I go lay down. It's a little workout, little infomercial on TV. Your face just like, I'm like, oh, yo, I am fucking tripping. And then went from that, and then me and my brothers, we just like had a deep ass conversation until like 5 o'clock in the morning. We ate breakfast, and it was cool.
You know what? From those, every time somebody describes mushroom trips, or I see something, a visual of a description of a mushroom trip, I feel like I definitely can do that because it reminds me. I just remember something else. So I'm an asthmatic, right? Mm-hmm. When I was younger, I had learned my mistake one time, taking too much medicine, that it will do some trippy shit to you.
But can that raise your blood pressure too?
Probably, because I do have high blood pressure a little bit. And I don't know if it's probably from the shitty eating or taking all of these.
Albuterol?
I've been taking that shit since.
That can definitely raise your blood pressure if you take too much.
And I've been taking it since I was like hella young. So, but at the time I was stupid. I was like 8 or 9, maybe 13 at the last time I did it. And I would just do this shit where I assumed that it was pretty much huffing. Where they would give you those arrow chambers or the like bag version. I would just puff a bunch of the medicine in there and just inhale it slowly. And it was sending me to this weird trip, which was fucked up as a child now that I think about it. But everything would the sound would go different and the vision would go different and everything looked digitized like Mario Brothers. And I used to sit in my room and giggle hysterically. So it is not a surprise that I've done half of the drugs I've done in my adult life. But I didn't wait until I was adult to do them.
I feel like as humans, we just tend to experiment with drugs anyway.
I think so.
Anybody who told you they never smoked a cigarette, never took a pill, they fucking lying. We all got high in some way.
They have some whole other vices.
Oh yeah.
They do some whole nother. There's probably some red shit. You be like, yo, buddy, smoke a cigarette instead. You wild.
I always say everybody gets high on something in this world. Everybody, literally. Pain pills, antihistamine medicines. I mean, it's... What do you think about the legalization of mushrooms?
Cool.
I could dig that.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if Trump did some mushrooms or Biden?
Tripping balls.
Trump probably wouldn't be such a tight ass, but he also probably would get himself indicted.
I think Trump smokes weed.
Hell yeah.
I think he smokes.
Hell yeah.
Good, bro.
Hell yeah.
I think he definitely fucking smokes. Him and Biden. It's interesting.
Low key, yo. I don't be caring. I think everyone low key.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be like, this shit, yo. Like, why not?
It's amazing.
It is.
I'm gonna tell you one thing that I learned once I started smoking. And like I said, as when I was younger, I was super adamant against it. But I realized hanging around a bunch of people who smoked, a lot of the stigmas that I had been taught they were ass backwards. They didn't make no sense, and they were all lies. Mm-hmm. So once I started experimenting with marijuana myself, I realized, it literally, see, I'm hot shit now. It is literally one of the only substances that I think I've seen personally, to date, that actually will bring strangers together. Comfortably, immediately, without no question. Alcohol might do that. And then it can go left like immediately.
I've seen that.
A few shots and then you'll learn who that nigga really is. Oh shit, it's going down.
I've never seen stoners fight before. No.
Why are we fighting?
Right? I'm way too high to be fucking fighting you.
My question to you
blow my eye on you.
If our presidential candidates or anybody elected in office was to do ayahuasca or DMT or smoke or anything, do you think it would make this world a better country?
Mm.
It's like two ways. There's one way it's like, who's to say like they did already? And then it's just like, maybe. You know what I'm saying? Maybe. You feel me? I think it would definitely send Trump on a path he probably really ain't ready for.
You think he would lose his mind? It would be interesting to see Trump.
Yeah, man. He would take over and be like, now I know what to do. Or he could be like, yo, I see some shit, now he in the house. You know what I'm saying?
We open his third eye and he turned into a supervillain. I mean, he already that's far away.
Or he just going crazy and we put him in the same house.
That's interesting.
Well, he might be right love. You know what I'm saying? Biden, he probably don't know.
I feel like Biden's got kind of dementia.
Yo, who you telling, bro? I mean, all of them do.
They all are old as fuck. It's like, what? Yeah. We really letting these old fucks tell us what to do. Yo, they one step away from fucking being at fucking, what's that fucking hospital? Genesis
or
something.
Any of them?
Yo. Like, it's so funny to think about it.
Yo.
It is. Like, the last debate, what's your opinion on that? How do you think that went? Oh, you didn't see it.
See bits and pieces. So what I saw reminded me of an episode of Love and Hip Hop. It was just a lot of
it was
squabbling, and yeah, it was hilarious. It was a lot of bitching and squabbling. and lies and bullshit.
You know, I feel like I was high shit when I watched it because that's the only way I told myself I was gonna enjoy it, honestly. Because I don't really vote because I feel like generally my shit don't. I count as the popular vote. They don't care about my vote. You know, I'm not that person.
They just showed us that last election. Like, they just like,
no, you know what I'm saying?
Because none of those people voted him in. That's the thing. Like, if my recollection holds me correctly, he didn't win because of the popular vote. He won because of the electoral vote, which means that we didn't vote him in. The people technically did not vote him in. Like, it was the system that pretty much voted him in. How I look at it. Like, this is my personal opinion. So, take that shit with a grain of salt. But
I believe.
But you feel me? Like, that was, and I'm one of those people that, like you said, I'm not a voter.
What was that year that Gore should have won?
Yo, that's when I gave up. That was the year I gave up hope. Because as a child growing up, I really, because I was introduced to it as such. You feel me? Like, think about it. I was in school at a time where they would, like, show you this stuff during class, like in the 2nd and 3rd grade, presidential debates and I don't know if they still do that shit anymore. You feel me? But, so, as a child, I was introduced to it, and I was interested, and I didn't even fully understand it, but I watched it, and then I got around there, and I remember watching that election, like, well, none of this makes sense at all. Like, how did they lose a whole state's worth of votes? A state? No. I didn't know you could do that. Oh, wait, his brother was the governor. Yeah. Nobody finds that suspicious? And I was like, what, 13, 14 then? So, at that point, I was like, things don't make sense as much as they was telling me they should make sense. And I kind of watched it from there, from on. And then after, when Bush got into office, I immediately watched us go into war, like, not too long afterwards. And I was terrified as a child then, because I was like, wow, like, we're being attacked. It's live. Like, I can't believe I just watched a plane fly into a building in real life on the news while I was in guitar class. Like, this is terrifying. And then I got older and I was like, you know what? They damn sure could digitally do that and just broadcast it nationwide, like, if they wanted to. Like, the idea that they couldn't, digitally make a plane go into a building or what we consider live TV and then just blow that shit up. Because I've watched it a lot after the fact. And I was like, well, when I watched it in high school, I did notice that the building was popping when the plane hit it. That didn't make sense now that I'm older and I've watched more than. But again, these are my opinions. You feel me? So.
I honestly don't be caring about none of that shit.
And that's exactly why I don't care.
Whatever's going to happen is going to happen. I'm going to be doing whatever I'm doing at the time. Hopefully it turns out that we can get some luck on our side, but yeah, let's fight for what we can get.
I do not say stand down.
I'm going to continue
fight for what you believe in. Bless you, my brother. Thank you. Fight for what you believe in. And stand 10 toes strong for anything that your heart is really about. I will never tell you anything otherwise. I don't have to agree with your ideas, and I don't have to view the same things that you view. But as a human being, if you respect me, I'm going to give you the same respect that I feel like you deserve. Like, that's just where until you fucking cross that line, I will treat you just as another person. But that's just how I roll.
You speaking facts with that. I think if a lot more people seen it like that, this world would definitely be a better place.
Yeah, mind your fucking business. That's another thing. People got a lot of time to be everybody's business. And really don't be caring, but they don't have shit else to do with their lives, so it's easy to give a fuck about. I don't care. Like, I don't. You know why I don't care? And I'm not saying it in, again, a malicious fashion. I don't care because I have one life to live that I know about. You feel me? I don't know if I'm going to come back as another person. And even if I do, I'm not going to have no recollection of none of this shit. So why would I waste
past the age of 7? Accordingly.
You feel me? So with that being said, and being 35, none of this conversation is going to be, with that being, I don't got time, you feel me, to worry about everything and everybody. All I can do is do whatever I can to make the most out of this legacy of mine, for me and mine, before I'm gone. So therefore, I will fight for what I believe in, and I will stand 10 toes strong for anything that my heart is about. But everything else, I'm going to watch it for what it is, because I've been watching it for a while now.
Facts. I'm like that. I always question shit when I was younger because it just, school was just so much bullshit. Yeah. I was doing worksheets in the fucking 10th grade, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like, I questioned a lot.
Yeah.
I ask retarded questions.
One thing that I always questioned is, like, how did blacks really get their feet into politics? Because I really believe that it was by being allowed to vote. Because we had the right to vote way before you think. And it could be a conspiracy theory.
Well, if any of some of the historical information that we've come across in our times proves it, like, I always wondered how we can hate, how the government. Well, I know why and how, but I always thought it was funny that the system was so against, marijuana and legalization, outside of that, because you can't really tax it how you want, because it grows any fucking where. It's not like coke and heroin. You gotta go across seas to get to that shit. You get enough good seeds by default, you'll have some really good plants, So I never understood it, only because, hemp was such an important piece of material at a time in which nobody really thought about it. Think about this. What was it? Was it the Constitution? I think it was the Constitution. I think it was the Constitution. I think that was written on hemp paper. So obviously they knew that it was a very resourceful plant way back when.
Facts.
You feel me? So yeah.
I tend to question everything. History is definitely interesting, and I dig so deep because when you dig deep enough with history, then you start touching in religion. And you start seeing religion and history plays a part. And it's so interesting. It's just so interesting.
I'm glad that you said that. That's the most beautiful thing I think I've heard in a long time. Because I'm not a very, very religious person, but I'm very spiritual, and I'm very faith driven. So I do believe in a higher being. I haven't chosen which one to believe in, because too many of them, and they all saying pretty much the same shit. So I don't really feel like thinking that far into it. I'll just learn. I'll learn, and then I'll differentiate the things that make you guys different. Because I'm always, what always had me intrigued about religion is the fact that it's something that's supposed to unite people, but it's the things that is different about it that creates problems. You feel me? There's little countries that are like this far apart fighting, and they damn near share the same religion. You know what I mean? Like, that's crazy. Like, they're going to war, and they're talking almost the same shit the whole time. You feel me? And that has always been odd to me. And like you said, history has always been a big factor in why I don't believe in some of the religion and stuff that I've been taught all of my life. You feel me? Again, I don't judge nothing that anybody does, because what you believe in is what you believe in. And if you can inform me well enough about your religion, I will show all the respect to it. You know what I mean? 'Cause I have no reason not to. You feel me? Just don't make an ass of yourself in the process. Historically speaking, Christianity to me never really made a lot of sense. Just as what is it? Not Judaism. I don't know exactly the term that Jewish people study, but you know what I mean. Hebrew, I guess. I don't know. But the point that I'm getting is, the Jews believe, that they're the original people, which is fine. And then so do a lot of Christians. They believe they're original people. Again, which is fine. But the one thing that I've always said is, for both of you guys that believe that originally, as people, your skin was the tone of paleness, it's odd to me. Because historically speaking, that wouldn't make any sense. You feel me? As far as Africa and all of those countries in which the Bible talks about that rely on that pretty much predominantly dark skinned country. And again, if we talking about, BC and things of that nature, this was also supposed to be prior to a time in which Columbus discovered and slavery and all these different things and those events that transpired to where the Africans were supposedly have been brought over. So how would that, you know what I mean? Like, there's just things that don't they counteract what's supposed to make sense. That's so again, I don't not what you study. It just don't make everything don't make sense for you to be willing to die.
What is supposed to make sense?
And that's the thing. What if you did you ever think that maybe you were God just a little bit? And I'm not even on sacrilegious shit.
No, like on some real shit. I believe that everybody's a god in their own way.
Why would you not be?
We are creators.
In his image of that. And within his image, almost every religion has a statement of that magnitude, where the people are the people of the higher being. So who's to say that you aren't God? Think about all the people that you might have touched by default. They didn't even think about that was the God in you being passed on. You know what I mean? And you weren't even thinking nothing about that. You was just doing some regular ass nice person shit that you normally would do because this person was across. You know what I mean? And that moment might have changed that person's life. That song that you made that you had to get off your chest, you feel me, might have been the moment in which, you know what I mean? The whole, so, how and why is something that's supposed to be so beautiful and so, so peaceful creates such a division amongst its people. I don't get that.
That's interesting.
But I'm also the person that asks, how are we supposed to live on the moon? I can see that shit from here. So I could also see that sky rise if y'all built it. I'm just saying, I got a lot of questions. I was that kid in school. That's probably why I failed a lot. I'm sorry, I did fail high school twice. Not because I was stupid, because that shit was boring. I
almost failed high school, bro.
I mean, I graduated.
I skipped class a lot.
Yeah, now I didn't do a lot of skipping. I would go to class, but I would go to sleep, or I would write. I wrote a lot of songs in class.
I skipped class and wrote songs. I mean, school was just boring to me.
Yeah,
because it was so easy.
What was easy was easy. For me, what was complicated was only complicated because of how it was being presented.
Mm-hmm.
The one class that I legitimately was failing the whole time, once I was putting effort into it, was a math class. And that's because it was such a dumbass math class that I held no value in it once I graduated from it. And also the way that it was being taught to me was so complicated that I didn't get it. So, and finally, in 1 month of summer school, I finally had a teacher that made it make sense. And I was like, cool, that's what's up. And I got my diploma. It was just, because school was just dumb. Most of what they taught me, I knew after this wasn't going to hold any value. And I had realized at some point that music was something that I was gravitating towards, and I hadn't fully understood it yet. But ironically, my grades did, because the only classes that I were acing were anything that was arts-based. Music, guitar, music technology, art. I wasn't a painter or none of that, but listen, give me an opportunity to create here. I'm gonna do something because this is way more fun than geometry.
I passed geometry. I failed calculus.
So you were far ahead of me. Geometry was garbage because I had no intentions on building anything. So these variables and variants were dumb to me. I just could not get with it.
That's crazy.
It definitely.
But I could count. I could do math, money. That was not a problem.
It was good having you guys on, and I touched on some of the subjects, but I want to have you guys on this guest more than once.
Okay.
So I kind of held back on some of them, but it was interesting. I learned a lot about you. Learned a lot about you and, you know, what you guys stand for. And, you know, this interview definitely made me more of a fan of AYONrecords. And, you know, you as an artist, you know, I follow you on every platform. So, is it anything that you want to tell somebody looking back on this 10 years from now?
That's good. Yo, just do your thing. You feel me? If anything, continue on whatever you gotta do. Don't let distractions get to you. Whatever your goal or whatever you trying to do, just do it, bro. Like, whoever. You feel me? That's it.
Yeah, I pretty much would say the same. Figure it out early, what you really desire doing, and go for it. Whatever it is. I don't care. If you want to be the best fucking fry cook in the world, do that shit. Learn how to perfect fried potatoes.
Do the research.
But, yo, just be the best at whatever it is and do that. Because, yo, you don't know when it's going to be over. We could leave and not make it another day, God forbid. But that's how this world works. So you might as well take this opportunity that you had to figure out what you really want to do before it's all said and done.
And depolarize yourself. Make your own decisions. You feel me? Stop swaying to other people, listening.
Learn something. Really learn. Don't just get caught up in the hype. Take the time to investigate and learn some shit. I know I said a lot of stuff tonight, and everything I said ain't right, but yeah, these are my opinions. I took the time to investigate what gave me these opinions. It wasn't, fluke. So yeah, so be the best you. It's all or nothing.
I definitely believe in you guys. I feel like by 2024, I give AYONrecords, you gonna have your own roster artists. Because I feel like you'll reach that point in music where you like, you know what? I'm gonna just usher in a new era. Because you gonna get to a point where you felt like you had your fun, and y'all gonna be bringing in other artists from here, but y'all gonna run a tight ship. And I see y'all being the front runners, but still having your own roster. Give it to 2024, man, because y'all working.
Yeah.
And I only say that because, you know, the music industry, how that is, you know. But I guarantee by then you'll be at your peak with this. I promise that.
We got that's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Very intriguing.
Yeah, thank you, bro.
No problem. I really believe in you, and I interview people I like talking to because I don't want to charge for this or nothing. I don't believe in it, you know. So it's like if I find you interesting and I support what you do and I see you're actually spreading your light here on Earth, then I'm gonna help you. So I like that.
That's what's up.
And I definitely appreciate you guys being the 10th guest. And like I say, on my channel, Planet Conscious, make sure you guys eat right, make sure you meditate, and take care of each other because we all we got.
That's what's up, yo. It's Ayon. Yo, it's so funny.